Well, it's been 48 hours since the Chancellor delivered her budget, which will see employers' national insurance contributions rise and an increase to the national living wage. But how could this affect charities providing essential services to those with care and support needs? Well, let's speak now to Jim Kane, Chief Executive Officer at Community Integrated Care. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here on Sky News. You'll obviously tell us what the impact of the budget will be on your charity. First of all, tell us a little bit about what you do and the services that you provide.
Yeah, of course. So we're Community Integrated Care and we provide supported living services for about 3,500 people across Scotland and England, employing about 6,000 colleagues.
OK, so let's go through the budget. I mean, the main points seem to be the rise in employers' national insurance contributions and also increases in the national living wage. Those are the things that could affect you. Will they, and what impact will that have?
Yeah, absolutely. So minimum wage increases affect us every year. And, as viewers will know, we've seen some fairly hefty increases in those over the last couple of years. And that's something that we absolutely welcome and we prepare for as a charity. All of our funding comes from government, so we need to try and then recover that from local authorities. The big difference this year is the national insurance changes, which add on to the pressure that minimum wage increases already give us. So the national insurance changes will add about 5 million to our cost base, and that's on top of about 7 million for the minimum wage increases. So we're looking at 12 million that we need to try and recover from local authorities. And that gets harder and harder every year because, as we see, local authorities haven't been given the same level of increases in their spending power year on year. So it gets more and more difficult for them to fund us properly.
We've been hearing from the Chancellor that difficult choices, tough choices had to be made. Do you see this as part of that, or do you think that it could be an unintended consequence?
I honestly hope it's an unintended consequence. The problems within social care are well known. They were well rehearsed prior to the election, and lots of ministers-to-be said that they recognise the pressures that social care is under. I think it's really well recognised that fixing the NHS, you need to fix social care as well. The two systems work hand in hand. So I really hope it's unintended. Because I think the alternative is unthinkable, to be honest.
I was just going to ask you, I mean, you're asking the Chancellor to review the budget's impact on the social care system, but if that doesn't happen, then what does the future look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, the social care sector, there are thousands of providers ranging from large ones like ourselves down to small ones. The conversations that I'm having with fellow chief executives at the moment are all around people see this as an absolute threat to their future of being a provider within the system. So I think people are looking at how are they going to survive the next 12, 24 months if nothing changes. And it's a real shame because the social impact that our sector delivers is phenomenal. And people really, really need the support that we provide.
There's been a lot of discussion as to whether the budget as was actually ended up breaking some manifesto pledges that Labour had made. I'm wondering whether you feel betrayed by the budget.
Personally, I don't think betrayal is the right word. I mean, I think we knew that it was going to be tough. Absolutely recognised that the Chancellor had to make some really, really tough choices on tax and spending. I personally would have been quite happy for our charity to come out the side of this with, the usual minimum wage increase. We were expecting there to be some impact on national insurance, maybe about 1 million, and we thought we can plan our way through that. We do generate a small surplus. It's 2% of our revenue. It's not huge, but we can try and manage within that. The depth of the change within the national insurance rates, though, it's just a real kick in the teeth for us. We just can't fund that. That will place us into a deficit position. So I think, it just feels like we've been really sidelined in favour of other spending choices.
Jim Kane, apologies, we're going to have to leave it there. Chief Executive Officer at Community Integrated Care. Thank you for talking.